Hello and welcome to another Goliath guitar tutorial. My name is Gareth Evans and today we're learning the song Still My Girl by One Direction. You're going to need a capo for this lesson and it's going to have to be on the 3rd fret. Okay, so let's get on with the lesson, and if you're looking at your tabs, we're looking at bars 1 through 8. This is the intro of the song. Okay, what I've done there is I've played you a preview of the first 8 bars. This is exactly what we'll be learning in this lesson. So to begin, if you've got your capo in place and everything, we are going to start with that sequence there. Okay, so we've got the 3rd fret on the 6th string here. Okay, and the other positions on and off the 1st fret on the 2nd string. And then the 2nd fret and off of the 3rd string. Okay, so the sequence, all in all, in bar 1, start with that. You play the 6th string with your thumb, you play the 1st fret on the 2nd string with your middle finger, and then you repeat the process, 6th string with your thumb, and then you play the open 2nd string with your middle finger. Okay? Next up, you play 6 and then the 3rd string here, but you come up to the 2nd fret on that 3rd string, and then followed by 6th string again, and then the open 2nd string again. So it's all in all so far. Okay, to finish off the first bar, you play the 6 again, and then you play the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, but this time you play it and then you pull off to open. You don't play it twice, you just play it the once, and the 2nd note comes from just pulling your finger off the string to leave the open string sounding. Like that. So all in all, this first bar should sound like this. Okay? Once you've got that, if you haven't got that yet, just repeat that part of first part of the video, and until you get it right. What you do next in bar number 2 is an exact repeat of bar number 1. So you play this for a whole of 2 bars. Okay, that should be pretty easy. Next up, what we're going to do is play this. And that is bar number 3 and 4. And it's just a variation of what we've just done, basically. So what we do is we move our ring finger from the 3rd fret on the 6th string to the 3rd fret on the 5th string. And that's the bass note that we use from now on in bars 3 and 4. Everything else is exactly the same. So instead of alternating with the 6th string every other note, you're alternating now with the 5th string. So it's, as you notice, everything else in that little sequence there is identical. So the only thing you're doing is moving what string you're fretting with the left hand, and what string you're plucking with your thumb. That's the only difference. And you do that again for 2 whole bars. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we will recap everything that we've learned. We're going to recap the whole of bar 1 through 4 together with me, and we're going to see if we can play it together before moving on. Okay, so let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you got that, well done. Before we continue with this lesson, I do want to take a quick second to mention my Patreon page. Although these guitar lessons are 100% free, if you do want to contribute to the production of these tutorials, you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Gareth Evans. In return for your support, you can get early access to tabs, you can get early access to the videos, you can get one-on-one Skype lessons with me if you like. Go and check out all the information on my Patreon page, link on the screen now or down in the description of this video. So next up, let's move on to bars number 5 through 8 of the tabs, and we're playing now. Now then, what we've got here is some percussion. It's a couple of things, a couple of percussive elements. You've got the wrist thump into the body of the guitar, and that comes usually when you play a bass note. Okay. Also, the other percussive element is the thumb slap into the strings. Now, you do this by slapping the 5th and or 6th string into the fretboard here and producing that kind of snare drum effect. So you've got bass drum, snare drum. If you are not familiar with these techniques, you can go to my website, Gareth Guitar Tutorials. Check out, there's a lesson there, 5-part lesson. It'll give you a lot of examples and exercises to do to help you with this technique if you are struggling. If you don't want to play it just now, just play it without the percussion and then come back to the percussion after you've learned the song. That's always my number 1 tip if you're new to this type of thing. So, by the way, one thing to mention, if you're looking at the tabs, the little 0 or circle above the tabs means that that's the thump, wrist thump into the body of the guitar, and the 2 X's usually means a slap, I think, thumb slap. So that's where your percussion is demonstrated on the tabs. So first up, bar number 5. Okay. Okay, we're going back to the original position now. 3rd fret on the 6th string with that little run down there on the 2nd and 3rd string. So to begin with that opening bass note, we've got a thump into the body of the guitar with our wrist. Okay. Okay. Once you've got that, you play the 2nd string on the 1st fret. Okay. Followed by slap into the strings, giving you the snare drum sound. Quickly after that, you play the open 2nd. So the whole sequence. Okay? After that, it gets tricky. Got 2 kind of thumbs in quick succession. So we've got a thump into the body with the 6th string, followed by the 2nd fret on the 3rd string here. And then the same again, thump into the body when playing the 6th string, and then the open 2nd string. So it's like that. So what we've got so far in bar number 5, okay, hope you got that. If you haven't, just rewind the video. Next, you slap into the strings and then you play that pull off from 2nd to open on the 3rd string straight after. So it's slap and then play the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, pulled off to open. Okay, so the whole of bar number 5, so far, what we should have is this. Okay, I hope you got that, because next step, what we're going to do is repeat that exactly in its entirety for bar number 6. It's just a complete repeat, so you play it for a whole of twice, and it goes like this. So next we're going to move on to bars number 7 and 8, and we're going to do exactly what we did in the first 4 bars. We're going to swap out the bass note on the 3rd fret, the 6th string here, for the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and everything else stays the same. So, okay, you should be able to get that from how I described it. It's basically you repeat exactly the same as you did, keeping everything the same, other than, in the percussion, everything the same, other than that bass note is now the 3rd fret on the 5th string. So with that said, that's bars 7 and 8 covered. We're going to go back now, play bars 5 through 8 together, and it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's that covered. So that's the first 8 bars described for you. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to go through everything from the beginning of this lesson. Bar 1 through 8, we're going to play that all together and see if you can play it along with me. If you can't, then you're not ready probably to go into the next part of this lesson. So let's see if you can keep up with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what we'll be covering in this lesson, and we begin bar number 9. Okay, this is like the two-handed tapping over the top with the percussion. It looks, if you're new to this, it looks harder than it actually is. It's the timing and getting everything there into position in time is the difficult part. But this actual sequence, it's pretty easy, really, once you break it down. So let's have a look at it then. If you're looking at the tabs, like I said, we start at bar number 9. You'll see above the tab lines the letter T, which means it's being tapped. It doesn't actually say which hand it's been tapped, but the bass notes have been tapped by the right hand, and the other notes here on the 4th string are with the middle finger and index finger of the left hand. Now the other thing you'll see above the tabs is the RH, which means right hand. All that is the percussive element here. I didn't know how to write it, so right hand. Like RH is the short form of right hand into the shoulder of the guitar for the percussive element. Okay, so let's have a look at the sequence then. Okay, so tapping, if you haven't done this before, you're basically trying to bring your fingers as fast as possible into the fretboard at the fret without plucking, obviously with the right hand, because you can't do that. Now what we're doing here, we've got the 9th fret from the capo, 9th fret on the 4th string, and the 7th fret on the 4th string. So if you tap twice into the 9th fret, and then once into the 7th fret, and then once into the 9th. So it's 9, 9, 7, 9. Okay? It will take some practice. If you're not getting the right sound from it, it's your finger strength, it's speed, it's practice. That's what you need. Not easy for beginners. Okay, so alongside that, we've got this. You've got this bass note here, which is the 3rd fret tapped into the 6th string with your index finger. That comes with the first tap on this 9th fret. Okay, so you continue the sequence, and then with the directly after that 7th fret, you tap the 9th fret again, but that's where the slap comes on the shoulder, so it's okay. Okay, practice that slowly. Once you've got that, you're pretty much already there. Okay. Okay, after that slap and the tap here, the only thing we've got is 7, then 9 again quickly, and then you start again. Okay, when you start again though, you don't have a tap, 2 taps together with the bass note. The bass comes on its own. Okay, so it's 7, 9, and then tap with the index finger, and then you repeat. So it's that's the sequence. Hopefully you're getting this. So to begin from the start, it's, and then from now it's, okay. I'll see if I can describe that to you. So it's 7, 9, bass note, and then 9, 7, and then 9 with the tap. So it's, okay, once you've got that, try and kind of loop that round, because that's basically what happens for the entire duration of the rest of bar 9 and 10. So once you've got the beginning of it, now it's just looped. Until you get to the end of bar 10, the very last slap, you've got a tap into 9, pull off to 7, and in this time you've got to get your hand round to the hole of the guitar and play the 3rd string open twice. Okay? Like that. And that completes bar number 10. So the whole of bar 10 plays. Okay, like that. It's kind of best to play these 2 bars together, which is why I didn't kind of play 9 on its own to begin. So bar 9 and 10 together, play like this. You'll notice that I'm playing the bass note 4 times. And this whole sequence, bass and then slap, happens 4 times. That's how you remember how long it is. So it's, okay, that's how it's played. I played it a little bit faster, maybe we should play it slower. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. If not, just repeat the description part of this video, repeat this video until you get it. If you are struggling with it, don't maybe leave out the slap. It might help you that way, and then you can add in the slap later once you're more familiar with this sequence. So moving on now to bar number 11 and 12, it's okay, this is a repeat of bar number 7 and 8. Which we covered in part number 1 of this lesson. If you did miss part number 1, link in the description to take you to my website to find all the parts for this lesson, all absolutely free, Gareth guitar tutorials. Go there and check out part number 1 of the lesson. The only difference between bar 11 and 12 and what we played in the intro part, in the intro, we played the pull off there from 2 to open on the 3rd string. Here we're just playing 2 open 3rd strings. That's the only difference. And again, you repeat this bar twice. So that's bar 11 and 12. we're going to play bar 9 through 12 together now. I'm going to play it slowly and let's see if we can play it together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that covers bar 9 through 12. Before we continue with this lesson, I do want to take a quick second to mention my Patreon page. Although these guitar lessons are 100% free, if you do want to contribute to the production of these tutorials, you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Gareth Evans. In return for your support, you can get early access to tabs, you can get early access to the videos, you can get one-on-one Skype lessons with me if you like. Go and check out all the information on my Patreon page, link on the screen now or down in the description of this video. Next up, we're going to look at 13 through 16, and they are an exact replica, or almost exact. They are a repeat of what we've just done. So 13 through 16 is an exact repeat, other than the very last part of bar number 16. Before I mention to you how to play the difference, which is at the end bar number 16, I do want to mention the transition between this because this is the most difficult part, I think, is getting your fingers in place to go back into the tapping after you've been here. So the end of bar 12. Okay, just a little tip. When you're playing these two open third strings at the end of bar 12, bring your left hand into position ready to tap, so that the only thing you have to do is worry about getting your right hand into position for those taps together. Because if your left hand's still here, you've got to move two hands at once. Almost impossible, okay? But at least if your left hand's already in position, you only have to bring the ring finger into the right fret and then find the other string here. It makes it a little bit easier to find that sequence at the beginning of that sequence. Just my little tip. Okay, so moving on now, bar 13 through 16. You'll notice there at the end I did a slide down from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and that is the last part of bar number 16 that replaces the two open strikes on the 3rd string, okay? Like that. So to finish off this lesson, we're looking at bars number 17 and 18. This is just before you hit the main chorus part, and it plays like this. Okay, that's the sequence here. It's pretty much the easiest part of the song, if I'm honest. So after this slide down at the end of bar 16, which we did, into bar 17 now you play open 4, come here, 4th fret on the 3rd, 2nd fret, sorry, 4th fret on the 3rd, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, you play them consecutively. And after that, you play another 4, so it's... Okay. Next, the 7th fret on the 4th string here, and then the open 3rd string. And that's what completes bar number 17. Okay. Into bar number 18, you play the 8th fret here on the 6th string. And then you play the 7 on the 4, 7 on the 5, the 8th fret on the 6. So all in all, and then to finish off bar number 18, you come up here, and you tap the 12th fret on the 6th string and slide it down to around about the 3rd fret, which is where we carry on for the chorus. Okay, so bar number 18, so it goes like that. So bar number 17 and 18 together with that little slidey bit to begin. And then you head into the chorus. We will be looking at bars 19 through 30. This is the chorus section of the song. This is lesson number 3 now. Okay, so that's bar 19 through 22 to begin. Okay, it is quite difficult, it's quite intricate, and there's a lot of this percussive elements as well as the slapping and flicking just the one string. And like I always say, if you are unfamiliar with the percussion, you can either leave it out for now. The other option is to go to my website and find the lesson series that I've done on the percussion, this thumping and the slapping technique, GarethGuitarTutorials.com, everything there's free. Go check it out. There's like 5 exercise videos. We'll take you through varying degrees of difficulty until you get to like more advanced type thumping and slapping. Hopefully once you've worked your way through that lesson, you'll be able to approach this with a bit more technique under your belt. So that's the idea of that. But like I say, if you are struggling with this thumping and the slapping, leave them out for now, and we will. You can come back once you've learned the sequence of notes. You can come back and add the percussion in later. That's how I learned to do it the first time. So if you are looking at the tabs, you're starting bar 19 through 22. Above the tabs, you'll see circles or zeros. That's when you do the thump. And on the tabs itself, on strings 5 and 6, you'll see 2 X's. That's the thumb slap. So it's the bass drum or kick drum, and then the snare drum effect. So let's look firstly, bar 19. Okay. That's the sequence. I use my thumb over the top here for this 6th string, 3rd fret. You don't have to. You could do. Do that if you want. If your thumb can't reach over the top, it's totally within your control. If you want to do that, that's fine. I prefer the thumb over the top because it's a little bit easier to do these hammers and pull-offs sequence. So you've got 6th string, like I said, with a thump. Okay, so thumb plucks it and the wrist thumps it into the body. 3rd fret and 6th. Next you've got a hammer up from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Okay. Next. That's the sequence. So it's slap into the strings and flick the 2nd string with the index finger on the 5th fret. Okay. None of the other strings should be sounding or making any notes. Okay, and the way that you do this is if you're fretting with your ring finger like I do, you use the fleshy part or the tip of your finger to mute the 3rd string. So as you're flicking down, you could catch the 3rd string and not make any noise. And the same with the 1st string, the under part of your finger this time frets doesn't fret the 1st string, sorry. It mutes the 1st string with the fleshy part. So the 1st and the 3rd string are both muted. And as you slap and flick down, you could catch any or all of those strings, and you should only hear the 2nd string. That's the only one that's fretted. So with that said, keep that in mind for the rest of this lesson. When you're slapping and flicking the string individually on its own, if you can mute the other strings with the fleshy part of your finger, that's what you should do. Okay? Okay, so back to the sequence. Slap and flick down on the 5, or the 2nd string, 5th fret, and pull off to the 3rd string. 3rd fret, sorry. 5th fret pulled off to the 3rd fret. So next up, you play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string again and pull that off to open. Okay, but as you do that, you play another bass note with a thump. This is where it starts getting really tricky. So it's okay. So all in all, so after that, the next thing you do, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 2nd string with another thump, and then followed by a slap and a flick on the open 2nd string. So 2nd fret on the 3rd, thump with the open 2nd, and then a slap with the open 2nd. Sorry. Like that. And to finish off the bar, you play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and pull that off to open, and that completes the bar. That completes bar number 19. So all in all, what we should have, I'll try and play this slowly. Okay, I hope you got that. And because that is pretty much the most trickiest sequence. It's not the most tricky technique, it's the trickiest sequence so far in this song. Trickiness is because you've got these thumps which are in between the slapping and the picking. That's what makes it hard, but once you get your head around it, you practice it slowly, it'll come and it'll be fine. Okay, moving on to bar number 20 now. It's kind of a repeat for the most of it. The last 2 notes, instead of the 2nd fret on the 3rd pulling off to open, you play 2nd fret on the 3rd, and then you play the 1st fret on the 2nd string to finish that bar. Okay, so that's the whole of bar number 20. And to recap, bar 19 and 20 together should be like this. Okay, I might have played that a little bit too fast, but never mind. If you haven't got that yet, you should rewatch the video and just try and drill it and practice it a lot. I might be going too fast for some people. I probably am, because it's so difficult. You need time to practice in between moving on. So if you're not at that stage yet where you're ready to move on, practice, practice, practice. Okay, it is a video, you can rewind it. So moving on, next bar number 21 and 22 plays like this. Okay, something like that. We come here now to the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and that's where our bass note is now. So every time we play a thump, or not every time we play a thump, but when we play a thump and bass note, it'll be here now on the 3rd fret of the 5th. We start off, you play that thump with the 5th string on the 3rd fret. You play the open 2nd string and hammer up to the 1st fret. Next, and a slap and flick down on the 2nd string again, this time pulling off from the 1st fret to open 2nd string. Okay, after that, it's this sequence now. Open 2nd, the 2nd fret on the 3rd string with the 5th string. Okay, and a thump, okay, all in one. You got 2 plucks there and a thump together, followed by the 3rd string, 2nd fret again. Lastly, open 2nd string with another thump, so it's That's the whole sequence. Okay, so that's the middle sequence so far. And to finish off bar number 21, you play that. Second fret on the 4th string, you slap and flick down the 4th string on its own, using the technique that I described earlier, by muting the other strings. You pull that off to open, and then you play the 3rd fret on the 5th string again. Okay? So that finishes off bar number 21. And all in all, maybe play that a little bit fast. I'll try and play it slow. It's always more difficult to play it slowly. Okay, that's bar number 21. Moving on next to bar number 22, you actually begin this with no bass note, it's just a thump on its own. We're carrying that bass note from the end of bar number 21, the 3rd fret on the 5th string. That carries over, sustains, acts like our bass note. So it's thump to begin, and then continue the sequence. Continue the sequence, which was the majority of bar number 21. So it's from here. That's the whole like middle section of bar number 21. Repeated here in bar number 22, except for the very end where we play. When that slap comes, instead of playing the pull off on the 4th string from 2 to open, you play a pull off now on the 3rd string from 2 to open, and then play the 3rd string on its own open afterwards. Okay, so the whole of bar number 22 plays like that. I'll play again slowly. Okay, something like that. I think I missed that bass note in there, but never mind. Let's recap bar number 21 and 22 together, and it should sound something like this. Okay, now hopefully you got that, and we are 4 bars into this chorus now. We have covered bar 19 through 22. We're just going to recap what we've learned already. I'm going to play this slowly. You can play it with me if you can. And let's see if we can play it together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully you got that, and if not, just repeat the video. As always, practice makes perfect. So that's 19 through 22. We're going to look next at 23 through 26, and the majority of this is repeated. The only difference is here. At the end of bar number 26, we've got the sequence at the top here, okay, which replaces the end of bar number 22. So 26 begins again on that kind of sustained bass note from the previous bar, as we did in bar 22. So it starts here. Finishes there, so it's after that sequence there, you've got after the pull off, after the slap and pull off from 1 to open the 2nd string, you play the 2nd string open once, and then you've got that sequence there. So that's kind of where it fits in. you come up here, 8th fret on the 6th string, 7th fret on the 4th string to begin. So you play that with a thumb. Then you come to the 9th fret on the 3rd. And then 7th fret, on the 3rd with another thumb. Okay, the next note is the 9th fret on the 4th. That comes with a slap. Okay. And to finish off, 7th fret on the 4th string, and then the open 3rd string. And that's that sequence up the end here. Okay, so let's try and play 26 as it should be played. It goes like this. Okay. Sorry. Okay, hopefully you got that. I'll play it once more. Okay, and that completes bar number 26. So recapping bar 23 through 26, you play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully you got that. So that's the first 8 bars of this chorus, figured out bar 19 through 26. Before we continue with this lesson, I do want to take a quick second to mention my Patreon page. Although these guitar lessons are 100% free, if you do want to contribute to the production of these tutorials, you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Gareth Evans. In return for your support, you can get early access to tabs, you can get early access to the videos, you can get one-on-one Skype lessons with me if you like. Go and check out all the information on my Patreon page, link on the screen now or down in the description of this video. So last up in this chorus, we've got bars number 27 through 30. Okay, very similar to actually the intro, but different still. We've still got that kind of feel, that theme, that kind of sequence, but slightly different. So we start off here, and this time instead of just playing the first fret on the 2nd string on its own, we've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th string with it. And the 3rd and 4th string both being open. Okay. Okay, continue that sequence as we did in the intro. Bar number 5 is the first time we played it. And if, by the way, if you didn't catch the first lesson, again, link in the top of the description, take you to my webpage that has all the lessons on it, just as a reminder. Okay, so after that sequence, in the intro we just play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and pull off to open. Here, we go to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, you play that twice with the open 3rd string, okay? And that completes bar number 27. So all in all, and to begin 28, what you do, you pull off from this 3rd fret on the 2nd string to open. So that open note sounds, but you don't pluck it, it's just the open note from the pull off, and you begin again. Begin again. Okay, that's looped, so you can kind of hear how it sounds. But bar number 28, repeat bar number 27, but you don't play the open 3rd and open 4th the first time you play the second string on the first fret, if that makes sense. So the first time, bar 27, you play, and 28 now. Again, you play them two things at the end. So that's bar 27, 28. 29. These sequences are all repeats of different parts we've already learned, but they're just like handpicked from different sections of the song. So we begin again with that pull off from the third to open on the second string. That is from the end of bar 28. So bar 29 now. You start off here, bass note here, third fret of the fifth string now. As we have done before, the bass note is moved from the third fret on the sixth to the third fret on the fifth. So at the end of this bar now, you play two open third strings. It sounds like this, the whole of 29. Okay. Okay, so bar number 30 now is just like that. So it's third fret on the fifth string with a thumb, first fret on the second, slap on the sound, open second, followed by, that's the sequence we did at the end of bar number 26. We have just learned that sequence, so I'm not going to go through that again, but the whole of bar 30. Okay, and that's how that goes. So let's recap now. Bar 27 through 30, these last four bars of the chorus, should play like this. 2, 3, 4. We've learned up to bar number 31 so far. So 31 is the next bar. And it was the chorus at the end of the last video, part number 3. So next, bar number 31 and onwards, you've got another verse, which is the same as the first verse. So I'm not going to cover that. And you've got another, like the bridge and then the chorus, which again is a repeat, all up, down until bar number 52, at the end of the second chorus, the chorus the second time. The first time we finished, which we covered at the end of the last lesson, the end of this chorus is slightly different. We've got that sequence there, which replaces that sequence. So I'm going to start there, bar number 52 that is. That's the whole of bar 52, that's how it sounds. So this sequence here, how'd you play it? It's that sequence there. So you start off on the second fret of the third string. You play it twice. You slide it up to the fourth fret, and then play the open first string. Okay? Then you play that sequence there. It's the second string, the third string again, still on the fourth fret. Slide it down to the second fret, and then play the open third and hammer back on to the second fret. Like that. So all in all, we've got like that, and that is the whole of bar number 52, and with like the other bit which has got the percussion. Okay, sorry. that completes the second chorus. That, like I said, that replaces the very last bar of the first chorus in the second chorus. Next up, we're going to look at the middle section, bar number 53 through 56. If you're looking at the tabs, it goes like this. Okay, that's the next 4 bars we're looking at. Starts off very simple, gets quite compact and concentrated and difficult towards the end of the these 4 bars. But let's talk through it. We play to begin, so it's 4th string open, 4th fret on the 3rd, 3rd fret on the 2nd, followed by another open 4th bass note. We've done this before in the previous lesson. But now this time, we've got the pull off from 2nd to open on the 3rd string, completes bar 53. Okay, bar 54 now plays like that. Okay, so you come to the 3rd fret of the 5th string with the open 3rd. You play that as a pinch, followed by another 4 open 3rd strings. All in all, you got 5 plucks, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry about that mistake there. Finish off. You've got 2nd fret 3rd, 2nd fret 4th, 3rd fret on the 5th again for the bass note. Okay. To finish off this bar, you play the open 3rd string and hammer onto the 2nd fret as a finish. Okay, so that completes bar number 54, and 53 and 54 together should play like this. Okay, next, bar number 55 begins the way 53 did. But this time it finishes off with the open 2nd hammered up to the 3rd rather than the 2nd fret of the 3rd pulled off to open like we did in bar 53. So open 2nd, hammer up to the 3rd fret. So all in all, bar 55 plays. And then bar number 56 now. That sequence thing, I'm going to break it down to the into detail for you now. It's two halves. The first half is kind of slow. The second half is more compact. So we'll start with the first half. Come here, 5th fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 5th string. You play that pinch with a thump. Okay, thump into the body, and a pull off from 5 to 3 on the 2nd string. Okay. Followed by another pull off from 3 to open on the 2nd string. Followed by single pluck on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with a thump into the body. Okay? Followed by another open 2nd string hammered up to the 3rd fret. Okay? Like that. So that's the first half of this bar 56 covered. Next, we're playing this. Sorry. Like that. So again, we play that pinch on the 5th fret of the 2nd, 3rd fret of the 5th with a thump and a pull off. This time, this next pull off has also got a thump into the body. Okay? Now, got that sequence there. You've got a tap with the left hand into the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, with 2 thumps into the body on their own. You can pluck it if you want to, rather than tap it. It's up to you. And just do that. It's up to you. I like to tap it because it makes it easier. Next, you tap into the 5th fret of the 2nd string with 2 slaps. So it's there and 2 slaps. So it's like that. And that is the 2nd half of 56. So the 2nd half put together goes like this. Like that. All in all, bar 56 plays like this. Sorry, try it again. Okay, I hope you got that. So I'm going to back up now. Play from the end of bar 52, the end of the chorus, because that kind of fits in with this section. I'm going to play all the way through bar 53 through 56 as well. And it should go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's how bar 53 or 52 through 56 is done. Before we continue with this lesson, I do want to take a quick second to mention my Patreon page. Although these guitar lessons are 100% free, if you do want to contribute to the production of these tutorials, you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Gareth Evans. In return for your support, you can get early access to tabs, you can get early access to the videos, you can get one-on-one Skype lessons with me if you like. Go and check out all the information on my Patreon page, link on the screen now or down in the description of this video. Next, we're going to move up to bar number 57 through 60. This is where the chorus comes back. That's where like the vocal harmonies come in. So you've got no percussion in this section. So bar 57 to begin. That's the sequence. Thumb on, or you don't have to use your thumb on this in this section, but 3rd fret of the 6th string. Sequence there, you've got 3 to 5 hammer on the 2nd string. 5 to 3 pull off, and then 3 to 0 pull off on the 2nd string. In quick succession like that. Okay, next. You've got 5th fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd. So that position there twice, so it's the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 4th fret on the 3rd string. And from here, you pull off from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And to finish the bar, you play the open 2nd and 3rd together. Okay, like that. So all in all, bar 57. Okay. After you've got that into 58, you begin the same. But this time, instead of just pulling off from 4 to 3 on the 3rd string, you pull them both off to open. That makes sense. So and then you come to the 1st fret of the 2nd string and play open 3rd with the 2nd string and carry on. You just play that for now. We're going to do a pull off in just a sec from 1 to open the second string, but that's part of bar number 59. I'll talk you through that in a second. For now, we're just going to go back and consolidate what we've learned in bar number 57, 58. All together, this is how it goes. Okay. Next, bar number 59. Like I said, you pull off now from where you had here on the first fret of the second string. You pull out to open. As you hit the pull off, or as the open second string sounds, you play the 5th string on the 3rd fret. Okay? And then continue that sequence there, which is kind of a stripped back version of the chorus. You've got open second, hammer up to the first, you play the second again and pull off to open, followed by open second and then second fret on the 3rd. Okay? Followed by another pluck on the 3rd string 2nd fret and then open second again. So it's that sequence there, followed by 2nd fret on the 4th, pulled off to open, and then the 5th fret, 3rd fret on the 5th string to finish off. So that's the whole sequence. Okay. Okay, and if we add that in with the bass note at the very beginning, which is like the pull off and the bass note, it goes. Okay, next bar 60, you do what you do is you miss out the first note, so that's carried on from the previous bass note here on the 3rd fret of the 5th. That kind of carries you through for the bass, so you don't need a new bass note at the beginning of 60. You just do that sequence again, but this time you finish off like that. So after that you come to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd, this position again, 3rd on the 2nd, 4th on the 3rd for 2, and to finish off, open 2nd, 3rd, and then 2nd and 3rd again, but up to the 5th fret on the 2nd. Okay, the 3rd is still open. Okay. So all in all, bar 60. Okay, so that completes bar 60. 59, 60 together, play like this. And if you back right the way up to bar number 57 through 60 to recap this beginning of chorus 3, it should play like this. 2, 3, 4. If you missed any of that, scroll back in the video and replay it. But for now, that is it. That covers that. The only thing left to mention in this whole lesson is chorus 3 continues. Let me just talk you through it. Bar 61 through 64 is a repeat of the chorus, this second line of the chorus. So the percussion is back now. It's just a regular chorus. That section there, and then after that bar 65 through 68. Okay, just a regular chorus, 65 through 68. It's just the regular way you play it. But this chorus has got an extra 4 bars at the end. You play this section again. So it's like an additional 4 bars, just to repeat the last 4 bars basically. And you play it through 69 through 72. Okay, the only difference here in bar number 72 is that you take away the percussion for the last half of the bar. So it begins. This whole section here is just straight picking, no percussion, no thumping, no slapping, and that is it basically. That pretty much completes this this lesson. Everything that I've described. Everything that's in the tabs has been described in one of my lessons. If you want to go and check out all the lessons in one place, go to GoliathGuitarTutorials.com. That's where you'll find parts 1 to 4. And all the tabs there are to download for free. If you did enjoy this video, please click the thumbs up button, and I appreciate you doing that. If this is the first lesson that you've seen of mine, please subscribe, because it's absolutely free and it helps me out, and it would be awesome to have you on board. And that is it. Thank you for watching this series of lessons. I will see you again in the next one. Until then, bye for now.